I want to start off this lesson by saying all praises to Yahweh, Abba Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Baha Hashem, Ukakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Say shalom to the hopeful lit out there teaching and preaching the truth worldwide. I want to say shalom to the hopeful lit. Today's lesson is entitled Quid Pro Quo. So I got the definition on the screen. It says quid pro quo. It's a favor or advantage granted or expected in return for something. So it gives you similar words right here: exchange, trade, trade-off, swap, switch, barter, substitute. So quid pro quo is a favor or advantage granted or expected in return for something. So it doesn't necessarily have to be I give you something and then I receive it tomorrow. It could be a certain time in the future where like someone did a favor for you and then they call up on that favor, hey, I did this favor for you 10 years ago. Remember when I did such and such for you? So that's what quid pro quo is. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. And what made me think of that was when I seen this particular article. I'm gonna get into that one second. Then I'm of course bring out some scriptures. All right, so meet Wilbur Ross, who once bailed out Trump in Atlantic City and is now his pick for Commerce Secretary. So basically, this individual, he, bailed out Trump, but it's not the fact that who Wilbur Ross is, it's the person who Wilbur Ross is actually connected to, who he was working for. So, but this article doesn't go into that. It was the other article that did. So Wilbur Ross became rich investing in faltering businesses like steel mills and coal mines, finding a fortune in blue-collar industries that others dismiss as beyond saving. But before he was scooping up Rust Belt factories, the banker was sizing up another troubled asset, Donald Trump. More than two decades ago, Ross represented bondholders who were gunning for Trump after he failed to pay back high interest loans he had taken out to build his casino empire. When Ross arrived in Atlantic City, New Jersey for negotiations in 1990, he found a throng of journalists and curious onlookers eager to catch a glimpse of Trump, according to the Vulture Investors by Hillary Rosenberg. For the quiet Ross, the scene inspired a revelation. Trump's flashy image had resilience. Ross embarked on a strategy that helped Trump avoid a personal bankruptcy that could have derailed his unlikely trajectory from real estate mogul to reality television star to president-elect. So that's pretty much that article. All right, kind of freezing up. Here it is. So I'm gonna go down. So this article says getting out of debt, the 25-year-old ties that bind Trump and Wilbur Ross. All right, America's first billionaire president is riding to the White House with popular support, and he's bringing some billionaire friends with him. One of them is distressed asset investor Wilbur Ross, who is Trump's pick for Commerce Secretary. The two have a history that spans more than 25 years. I'm gonna go ahead and get down to the point. This just goes over talking about he financed that particular project with 675 million in junk bonds at a 14% interest rate. All right. everything wants to pop up. He finished the project with, here it is. Within months, Trump was struggling to make the massive bond payments as Atlantic City floundered. In stepped Ross, then head of Rothschild's Incorporation bankruptcy advising team. So this guy here, Ross, he has connection to the Rothschild. So that's the reason why I said quid pro quo. Essentially, the Rothschilds finance DJ Trump's bankruptcy. So quid pro quo. What do? What do they gotta have something for something. A favor or advantage granted or expected in return for something. So essentially, they bailed him out and they're gonna need something for him. That just shows you that these presidents they are selected, not elected. See what I'm saying? So the devil, you know what I'm saying, the Rothschild them who they being, they've seen a good opportunity to say, hey, all right, Trump, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna bail you out. And they like his charismatic, you know what I'm saying, how he can deal with the people, how he can rouse them up. You hear him out here going on the trail, make America great again. See what I'm saying? So they need a new face. You see what I'm saying? The old face wasn't working. They can use Trump, who he'll say whatever the hell he wants to say, and the people just eat it up. So right here, Instead, Ross, then head of Rothschild Incorporation bankruptcy advising team to represent bondholders who were pondering forcing the casino into involuntary bankruptcy and ousting Trump. Ross reportedly saw crowds pressing. See how they left this out of the other article? They went straight to Ross reportedly saw crowds press against Trump's limo windows to get a peek at the mogul and realize the value of Trump's celebrity. So he struck a prepackaged bankruptcy deal. Trump would give up 50% of his stake in the Taj, but would receive better debt terms and would remain in control. The Donald was back in business. He ultimately made similar deals for his other troubled properties and climbed out of debt and back onto the Forbes 400. So he made, I seen another article where it was some other investment properties that he made the same similar deal to get those liabilities refinanced. So we know the devil isn't essentially going to give him that for nothing. Essentially, hey, they were going to use him to push their agenda. And that's what I'm about to get into right now. Jeremiah 30 and 7. For that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. See, Trump is the perfect president to push this agenda, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and kickstart Jacob's trouble. So I'm saying Trump, they already got it set up, saying that so-called African Americans are the face of this COVID-19. So they could easily, see what I'm saying, roll out Rex 84, which is the King Alfred's plan, the Project Megiddo. See what I'm saying? So all these different legislations, the groundwork has already been laid. They just need the perfect face, that perfect catalyst event to go ahead and push this forward. See what I'm saying? Because the elites of Esau, they want to get that birthright back, but essentially they're not going to get that birthright back because it isn't written that. See what I'm saying? So Trump, as the scripture said, Jeremiah 30 and 7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. There's none like it right now. See what I'm saying? You got what at one point it was like 3 billion people were on lockdown. 3 billion people were on some type of quarantine. See what I'm saying? It said, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. See what I'm saying? That's ultimately talking about the elect of the nation of Israel will be saved out of Jacob's trouble. Doesn't mean that you want to go through anything, but it just means that you're gonna be saved out of it. I'm gonna read Psalms 124. A song of the degrees of David. If it had not, so like, if it had not been, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side. Now may Israel say, if it had not been Yahweh was on our side when men rose up against us. Yeah, if it had not been that the Lord was on our side when men actually rose up against us, what does the next verse say? Then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. So if it had not been that the Lord Yahweh who was on our side, then these different things that we went through from slavery to Jim Crow laws, then they would have basically swallowed us up. Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be Yahweh who had not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we are escaped. So it's giving them, it's gonna be like a bird trying to get so like our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowler. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Maybe you're trying to catch something and it's almost like you almost uh, basically caught it, but then it escapes. That's the analogy. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's giving our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowler. Esau is the fowler. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of Yahweh, who have made heaven and earth. See what I'm saying? So that's the reason why the name is important. See what I'm saying? Because it says what? Our help is in the name of Yahweh, who have made heaven and earth. So those Israelites groups is out there saying that important. How are you going to escape if you don't know the name? You can't call on Jesus Christ and escape. See what I'm saying? It said our help is in the name of the Lord who have made heaven and earth. Jesus Christ has made heaven and earth. That name just came up. What? The letter J 600 years ago. So how you gonna escape, Jake? Gotta wise up, Jake. See what I'm saying? The truth is out there, but our people, they got that Stockholm syndrome. They love their slave master. But you know what? They're gonna die with their slave master unless they repent. So hopefully this lesson was edifying. Till next time, shalom.